Hi everyone, this is Nathaniel Esmero, and today I am discussing the legal case on termination, how a certain ethical framework applies to the case to arrive at a sound and ethical decision making. Join me as I address the framework of this case. I choose the third case, which is the GR number 201792. The summary of this case it involves a seafarer named Wilfredo P. Asayas, who was employed by Seafarer Shipping Enterprises Incorporation and Albin International SA after changes in vessel ownership and failed promises of new assignment. Asayas complained of illegal dismissal and non-payment of his employment contract. The labor arbiter ruled in favor of Asayas, ordering the respondents to pay him. The respondents appealed to the National Labor Relations Commission or NLRC was dismissed. However, they later filed a petition for certiorari with the Court of Appeals, which ultimately ruled in their favor, annulling the earlier decision and ordering Asayas to return the money he received. In ethical decision-making for his case, we can consider the following ethical principles and frameworks. Number 1. Legal and contractual obligation. One key ethical framework is the obligation to honor legal agreements and contracts. The employment and contract between Asayas and the shipping companies outlines the terms and conditions of the relationship. An ethical decision should consider whether the parties fulfilled their contractual obligation. Number 2. Fairness and justice. Ethical decision should ensure fairness and justice for all parties involved. Assess whether Asayas was treated justly in terms of his employment and termination. Were the promises made to him honored, and did he receive fair compensation for his services? Number 3. Transparency and honesty. Ethical conduct involves transparency and honesty in communication. Consider whether the shipping companies were transparent about the changes in vessel ownership and how these changes might affect Asayas' employment. Were they honest in their dealing with him? Number 4. Respect for individual rights. Ethical decisions respect the rights and dignity of individuals. Analyze whether Asayas' rights as outlined in the Seafarer's standard contract were upheld. He'd have the right to expect continued employment or proper compensation when his employment was terminated. Number 5. Compliance with laws and regulations. Ethical behavior involves compliance with applicable laws and regulations. Evaluate whether the actions of the shipping companies adhered to labor laws and regulations, including those governing seafarers' rights. Number 6. Conflict resolution. Ethical frameworks often encourages the peaceful resolution of disputes. Reflect on whether the parties attempted alternative dispute resolution methods before resorting to legal action. In this case, the ethical framework primarily revolves around the contractual obligation, fairness, transparency, and respect for individual rights. Ethical decision making would require a true examination of whether the shipping companies upheld their contractual promises to Asayas and whether his rights were respected throughout the employment and termination process. Ultimately, an ethical decision should aim to strike a balance between the legal rights and contractual obligation of both parties while ensuring fairness and justice in the outcome. It may also consider importance of transparent and honest communication to prevent misunderstanding and disputes in the first place. I hope you learned something from me. Again, this is Nathaniel Esmero from BSMT2-Y1-1. Thank you for watching.